Yo, 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 it's your boy Swag, and I'm back with part two, growing up in O Block. If you ain't see the first one, go back and watch that. If not, you could watch this one, then go back. You know what I'm saying? But finna kick it off with part two. Man, when I talked about them thorn trees, I forgot about the goddamn green berries that was on there, and how we used to cut a top off the bottle of a pop 2 liter, or I guess 16 liter, 16 ounce. I mean, and we used to put the balloon on there, rubber band, put the green cherries in there, and pop the shit out you with our slingshot. Forgot to talk about that. That shit was fun too. Getting hit with them motherfuckers hurt, but we used to just pop them bitches, man. We used to do a lot of other dumb shit. I forgot to talking about us climbing up on top of the motherfucker 3-story float on 3 flats. Used to always have the top parts off. Used to always climb up there, walk across the motherfuckers. Badass little kids flipping off motherfucking banisters that y'all see that people be going up in the 3 flats. We used to flip off the motherfuckers. The part that's white that got the numbers to the address of the building, we used to flip off the motherfuckers. Like backflips, forward flips on concrete. Shit like that. We used to do that shit. Man, there's so much. So let me tell y'all about the time I sink the brains on the ground, man. It was like a night before school. It had to be late, about like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I just hear my mama and them screaming loud, like, what's going on, and this and that. It was a big ass, like, I guess it was a car chase. I don't know if, I forgot, a motherfucker had did a robbery or they killed somebody, but it was a car chase. So the motherfucker ran in Parkway. So police on his ass. We hear helicopters and shit, bright lights being shined on my building and shit. So pop, 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 pop. You hear the gunshots. So I go to sleep. I ain't thinking nothing of it. So on my way to school, one of my homies like, man, you heard what happened last night? I'm like, yeah, I seen the helicopter and shit. He's like, you want to see some brains? Like, I swear to God, I can't make this up. Just like boys in the hood. We say, you want to see a dead body? You say you want to see some brains? They shot dude in the head. His brains all over the concrete. They ain't even clean that shit up. Like, I'm like, yeah, let me go see it. Like you ever seen the pack of Roman noodles? Like, no, boo, you ever seen the pack of Roman noodles? You ever seen it like soggy and wet, but not all the way cooked, but it's still like together, but it's like stringy. Like, it was like that on the ground, like brains, like his noodles got cracked open like this, and they were just all over the ground, and it was pink, red, flies flying all on there and shit. I remember that shit like it was yesterday when I walked up and synced it, like brains, like real life brains on the concrete. I was had to be about like maybe 6 or 7 or something. I was still living in 63, 64 when that happened. When was I living in 65, 14? I think I was living in 65, 14, so I probably was about 9 or 10 then. Like, brains was on the ground, like looking at that shit, like, dang, that's crazy. Talked about it at school, forgot about it the next day, but it's still in my memory brain. Did it fuck my head up? No, I ain't fuck my head up, but just as a child, just can you imagine like seeing brains? Is that normal? I don't know. I need to talk about shit that we do in the hood that's not normal. Cause we see a lot of shit and go through a lot of shit that's not normal. It's just not normal. But because I guess is everyday living in the hood is normal to us. But yeah, growing up in O Block, I remember we used to walk to 63rd and King Drive. I know King Von say, you're not from 63rd, you know what I'm saying? But 63rd had Harold's Chicken. It had the motherfucking record shop, candy shop, the game room. Like, it was busting on 63rd back in those days. Like, that was it. The store Windy City. Then you had Rockchild's right there. I want to never drink it back in the days, but see, Star used to be bussin'. Used to be bussin' with the little restaurant right there. after Harold's. Like it was busting on 630 for a long time. But back to me growing up. So we used to always go to the candy store before school. And the candy store, man, I don't know why back in those days, but the shit I used to get was corn nuts. I don't know why I used to always get corn nuts. I used to always grasp like a bag of ranch corn nuts or barbecue. I don't know. I felt like they lasted me longer in classroom. I ain't really have to share it. Like didn't nobody ask for none. But I used to grab like fruities. They used to have the Chicago stay with the nacho cheese and the meat on the Doritos, Flaming Hots. That shit used to be fire. Where you trying to go, man? You ain't trying to be look. You gotta smile. You gotta smile for the camera, man. You gotta smile for the camera, man. But yeah, they used to throw the cheese and the meat on there. I can't forget about Parkway Sub, man. I don't know how they mentioned Parkway Sub the first time. Oh my God, Parkway Sub is still up and running, and they still make good subs. Like that was the first time I ever got a hoagie. I found out what a hoagie sandwich was, man. That shit used to be fire. We used to go in there all the time and get that shit. Like that was like a ritual. Like we had to get a hoagie, or we got the barbecue chips. I think what was we putting on? I think we was putting on barbecue sauce on them chips. Then like some weird shit we used to get out of there, but on the chip side. But yeah, like them hoagies and shit, man. You gotta go if you listen. If you going to see that King Von mural, you need to go get you a hoagie. It's like a 2-in-1 because the hoagie spot right there. You need to go in there and get you a goddamn hoagie and see what that be like. Cause that shit is fire. I ain't talking about no gyro. I ain't talking about no Philly cheesesteak. I'm talking about a Parkway sub. So yeah, go run them up. You know what I'm saying? Tell them the boy Swag sent you. You found out about them on the growing up in O Block. I still remember them motherfuckers. I had one like probably like a couple years ago, but you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Man, them motherfuckers fire. And thinking about right there, with the hoagie spot, we used to I don't know who this guy was, but one year he came, he opened up a game room right there on 64th and King Drive, like changed our lives. He gave us a job and everything. Like he's like, I'm trying to get y'all young boys off the street. I see y'all over there not doing nothing. All y'all doing is running back and forth across the street. You know, I know y'all ain't in there doing no good. So he had got up. Actually, this is our older guys was the ones who originally had got the job. I was young then. You know what I'm saying? So they came and got us, and then we was helping them work. So he started fucking with us more because he seen we wasn't like, well, some of us was, but we wasn't totally in the streets like that. We was more reliable to come back and work, and they was just on their street shit. But he built a game room, and we used to like help unload shit, bring it in, fix the place up, clean it up and shit. But he eventually opened up the game room. Man, my favorite game to play in there was off road. All my money went to the off road arcade game. I used to be whipping that bitch. Voom, 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 voom. Hit them brakes. Come around that corner, hit the turbo like voom, voom. And then the car go over the humps like. And then you voom, voom, voom. Turn. Then you scoom, boom. Hit the bump again. Then you got that straight line. Then you go voom, turbo up. Man, that used to be the shiznits. I used to love that shit. Man, I tried to play that on my Android because I had downloaded APK pack. You know what I'm saying? You can get all the Sega games, Nintendo games, any system game besides the new ones. You can download that on your Android. They ain't gonna tell you that. That's why all the games look good because they got the technology to put like a system on your phone. But yeah, I had that on the phone, man. I love that game. I went back and got it. I knew you was gonna start whining, man, huh? There you go. Eat that right quick. Man, I've been talking too long and breaking down. Y'all gonna have to deal with him. He's a spoil. But yeah, I remember the game room. I think they closed it up. I remember one time somebody ended up getting shot in there, so I think that's why they closed it. Well, it was the time somebody got shot on 64th and King Drive, was like a corner store right there. Somebody went in there and murdered somebody. Then they like closed down all the stores right there. That's how. Well, damn, y'all probably don't even know, but that's how the corner store right now that got the King Von mural up there. That's how they end up opening. I think them been the same ones that been open for a long ass time, at least about 15, 20 years. But that's how they end up opening because that the corner store a little further down the street had ended up closing and the game room. So that's how that ended up open before it became an auto zone and a court 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 place where all the stores I forgot mini mall. Yeah, so that's how they end up opening. So they been around for a long time, and that same store been around for a minute. What's up, son? What you trying to get to? Huh? What you trying to get to? Look, show that smile. He love when I talk to him. But anyway, we used to have a barber in there named Vic. He stayed in my building, 6514 on the fifth floor. The coldest nigga on the cuts. Like back in the days, he used to draw whatever you wanted in your head. I remember I wanted to get a cut. My OG wouldn't let me get it. She told me to just keep your fade going. I was mad as hell. I wanted to get the Scottie Pippen. He used to be killing the slopes, man. He used to draw on whatever you want in your head. Like that nigga stayed cutting hair, man. I remember that like it was yesterday. I used to just look out my window and see everybody call his name. They'd be like, Vic. I'll come to the window like I'm Vic. Like this nigga steady getting customers, man. Like this nigga was making money. He was cutting everybody in that hood. I mean everybody in the hood here. Come on, get up, man. I remember that. Well, here you go. I got you. Here you go. There you go. Take it. But he used to cut everybody hair, man. And he used to be cold with it. You good now? And then I remember this ain't funny though, cause I don't know if it ever happened. I don't know if it's real, but I guess everybody got like some type of weird person in they project. You know what I'm saying? It was the one dude we used to always call him the raper man. I don't know why, but he used to look at people weird. I remember one day I was walking down. I wasn't even walking down on the street. I was really walking across the third playground, but I remember him seeing me, and I thought he was following me, and I jetted to the crib and shit. Weird, man. We used to be wilding back in those days, man. I remember the first time I almost got shot in O Block Parkway guns. I was getting off the bus with my OG, and we was going into the last gate by the fourth playground. So I was about maybe 7. I want to say maybe 6, but some lady had a baby, and the baby had to be about like maybe 2 or 3, no older than 3, and she opened the gate, let her baby in. She slammed the gate in my mama's face, and my mama was like, "Bitch," cause she ain't hold the gate for her. So my mama pulled out her keys, and she put the key in, and some nigga just came and just took my mama key out of her hand and opened the gate. Me being young at the time, I'm thinking like, "Oh, he nice. He opened the gate for me and my mama." So my dumb ass walked directly inside the gate, even before my mama. I'm young, minded, naive, so I walk inside the gate or whatever. So dude up a big ass 357 long nose. I know exactly what gun it was. Silver, like that motherfucker was like big as hell. He just got the blowing that bitch. Boom, 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 boom. I duck like I'm looking at that bitch and just looking at it like just go pow, pow, pow over my head because I was right between her and him. I don't know why he was shooting at her. I don't know who she was fucking with, what she did, but all I know is She made it inside the building. I was scared as hell. My mom was screaming, "Boy, get down! Terrell, get over here!" Ah, screaming and hollering and shit. So about the time they get through shooting, he probably shot about like 5 or 6 times. My mama grabbed me, she hugging me up like, "Oh, you okay?" They actually gave my mama her key back too. Like, I don't know, they was some nice ass motherfuckers. They didn't even keep the key to get back in the gate when they wanted to. So when they gave her the key back, she came through the gate, picked me up off the ground and shit. I'm in her arms. We looking. She come on, let's go. We go in the crib. Then like 3 minutes later, all we hear is like ambulances and shit coming. Uh, I walk back out there and shit, and the ambulance was out there. The baby got shot. Real talk. Like that was the first time I almost got shot. Like our baby got shot, and it was kind of traumatizing. Like, damn, like shit, real. Like when I say growing up and realizing what's real life in the hood, like you have your specs where it's like you understand, you have your moments where it's like I get what the fuck is going on. Cause at that time, um, that's when like South Central was coming out. Uh, I remember seeing South Central for sure. That shit bugged my head up because that's when I was learning about drugs. Then South Central come out. Then it's like, I know for sure. I don't know if Boys in the Hood no came out yet, but I know I seen South Central. I was living in Parkway Gardens. That was like the first movie I actually like remember because that's when I knew about drugs and shit. I got to look that shit up. When did that movie come out? But when that movie came out and me seeing myself almost get shot, like I really understood everything clear as fucking day. That shit was crazy. Come on, man, you slowing me up. But I really enjoyed my time growing up in O Block. I remember when we had made a rim. We had made a rim out of crate. That's everybody in the hood do that. It was in the alley. It was in the back of where game room was that I was telling y'all about. If you watching and you up to date with how O Block look, so you know where AutoZone at. We was in right back behind that alley. So I don't know. We was hooping, and it's like I just looked down the alley. I just seen two niggas like walking up. I swear to God, they had two big ass Tech Nines in their hand, like walking like this. So I tell my guys like, "Hey y'all, don't get scared. Don't run just yet." I was like, look that way. It's two people coming with guns. We like, dang. So we like, when we count to three, we gonna run. Motherfucker took off. Boom, gone. Boom. I run straight across the street through the gate. Spam. So everybody split up. I ended up going in the crib, but then my mom like, I was looking for you. They just stuck up the hair salon and they looking for two defenders. The police was looking for them. We in the alley with them. Like, how the fuck y'all ain't see them? We seen them. Like, and then when we did run across the street, we seen the police cars in front of the fucking hair salon. So how they didn't see them? How they didn't know where they was at? It's like them niggas was going back towards the crime scene. I guess they put the guns up. They didn't know who did it. But that was some wild ass shit. That shit was wild as hell. That was some crazy shit. All this shit that I'm telling y'all now is like, this shit was like when I was young, like young. I had some extreme moments as I got older. Like I remember one time I was about like maybe 15, 16. I was still in high school, and I was on the 115th in Michigan. Then it was a red light, green light situation. Red light going south, he like stayed and then go past the light for some reason. I don't know why, but at the time I'm just looking at him and dude just didn't quite look right. But I'm like, okay, whatever. So the traffic going east came, it was a red light, and then going south again became a green light. So the car just slide. It was the car that they was shooting at was at the red light, but it was like the first car the dude that I was looking at in his eyes, like I could see like someone quite right with him. He hop out the passenger side, get the blowing, hanging out the side of the window, like boom, 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 blowing that bitch down. Like I'm looking in the maze, like slow motion, everything in slow motion, like he like I just knew dude was dead that he was shooting at. I don't know exactly what happened to him, but they skied off up south. Now, dude that they shot at, I guess he ducked down, so the bullets like hit the hood, go through the front windshield, and then just like hit the back, hit the seats. So I don't know if he was hit at the time. So they skied off. He thought they skied off far. They skied off just a little bit to go past the light because they was holding up traffic. So once they get past that, his dumb ass gonna turn and make a motherfucking right, and he ended up like right behind them. At this point, like I knew it was over with. I thought I was about to die. Dude hop back out the motherfucking passenger side, hanging out like this, shooting back behind the car, like this, like shooting behind the car, like just blowing that bitch, man. Me and my sister in the line of fire now because the car just went south going this way, and then the car make a right turn this way, and all they did was go past the light because they was blocking the intersection. So now when he tried to turn and make that right to get to like just get out the way, they get the blowing. So now the bullets flying like towards me. Well, me and my sister, we ran in Planet Hollywood and shit. They gonna tell me I can't come in there. They had me fucked up. I pushed the motherfucking person right there that worked there that was talking about I couldn't go in out the way, and I ran in with my little sister. I dragged her on her knees. I ain't even had time to like pick her up or nothing. Like it was like go time. Like we had to go. I couldn't like pick her up. I just grabbed her hand and drug her ass, ran in there, and shit. About that time, about like I say about 2 minutes later, our bus had came. We ride past dude, car still sitting there, aired out. They had pulled off and shit. Man, I seen dude. When I was working at Jules. After that, on 115th and Holster, I was working at Jules and shit. I see Buddy come in there. I damn that shitted myself like he was trying to finna come blow me down. I couldn't breathe. Like my heart started like. I seen them and shit. I dipped through the motherfucking aisles. I ain't even go back to bag my food. Bag the food up. I was still on the clock. I ain't even go bag that shit up. I waited about 40 minutes upstairs in the lunchroom, scared as hell. I was so scared I called my mama. Dude that did that shooting up here right now, I think he looking for me. I don't know why I thought he was looking for me. But I definitely shitted myself when I seen that nigga. He probably know who I was too, cause he gave me a look like he seen me before. Cause we was staring right at each other at the red light. Like he looking past me west to see the car coming, cause they watching somebody. But I'm watching him because it's like the way he pulled up and looking. He didn't look right. I'm watching him. He watching me. And right before he did the shooting, like when that light turned green, they didn't go, and they was still right there waiting. Like we was looking at each other, and I know him. Like I know who he is. Like I know how he looked. Like he probably felt the same way about me. Cause we had a looking contest. Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So it's like we both looked at each other. Like so when he seen me in the store, he looked, but he ain't look too alarmed. Like we gave each other that look, and I just skedaddle, got the fuck up out of there. They ain't even had nothing to do with growing up in O Block. It was just me talking about my almost getting shot times. Been so many of those. Like you ever think like the next time you might not make it. Like you don't want to get shot at. You don't want to get shot. But it's like just sometimes that shit just happen. Like it never be for you, but it's like they always coming. They coming your way. You ever been in that type of situation? So I had a flashback. But back to O Block. I've been in the through two periods of the gates changing, where they had the higher gates with the metal sticks to where you couldn't climb over them. Like if you try to climb over them, your pants get caught. Then I was on I was doing in there during the time where it was like the medium sized gates and shit. Was they ever safe? I don't know. Like at one point when they closed and there's only one way in and one way out, just get in and out was crazy. We used to crawl under the gate. Like we used to like lay down on our stomach or our back and crawl under the gates. And then people got smart. They used to take something like bend the bars where we could just climb through. Motherfuckers weren't going for that shit, but it wasn't too safe for the people that lived in Parkway to get in and out because you know so much shit be going on. You got to get in, and if you got to walk all the way to fucking like 65th, 64th, 65th, and you live on 63rd, like just imagine you got to walk, come all the way back around. Like motherfuckers really weren't trying to do that shit. Not at all. And I think I'm gonna end it with that. I probably left out a lot more shit I want to talk about, but I'm gonna end it with that, man. Living it, growing up in O Block Part Two. It's your boy Swag, and I'm out. I'm gonna talk about Front Street next, cause my grandma used to stay over there, so I got stories about Front Street.